one match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you in one shot at this.
All right, Coach Marchman, this is the Coach Marchman Show. I appreciate Coach. Obviously, we had to do a do-over from yesterday. The wind, beautiful day out here again today, but the wind wreaked havoc on us yesterday.
Yeah, it was a windy day, but it was beautiful. We had a good practice, so here we are again today.
We're inside the press box now at Indian Field live. Tribe back there getting loosened up, batting practice for today's big game against Hilliard across the border.
Yes, sir. About 8 miles away at 6 o'clock, we'll get it started.
All right. Coach, we're going to take a quick break, let our sponsors get their word in. When we come back, we'll do the first segment.
Okay.
Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation has been providing quality electric service at a competitive price to residential, commercial, and industrial customers in southeast Georgia and northeast Florida since 1939. For tips and advice on how to save electricity and stretch your energy dollars, call 1-800-262-5131 and speak to your marketing representative. We are a cooperative owned by those we serve.
Welcome back to the Coach Marchman Show. I'm Adam Bell along with Coach Thad Marchman. Appreciate you joining us second day in a row, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Now let's dive into the first segment. We do the schedule so far up to from our last show. You guys, just putting offensive output has just been outstanding the last few weeks. I'm averaging well over 7 runs a game with the exception of the Clinch game. Shut them out 3-0. Talk about the offensive output right now for the Indians.
It's been a focus of ours over the past couple of weeks. We've made some changes with some swings, and we've really put a lot of time into working on our swings during practice and in the cage and off the tees and everything. The offense has been something that we've been worried about for the first few weeks, and then over the past week or so, we finally started to improve. Not only with our team batting average, but our on base percentage, and some people are starting to step up and get big hits in big spots, and that's the most important part of it. I mean, of course, we'd like to have 10 hits a game. That's not realistic, but what we do want is for people to step up and get the big hit when we need it, and we've had more of that lately, so that's definitely a good thing.
It is definitely shown on the baseball field. I mean, 12 runs on Turner, 7 on Irwin, then 11 on Adco and 11 on Bradwell. That's something.
Just hitting the ball a little better, better approaches, better plans at the plate, getting in better counts and things like that. So we're improving on it, and we still have some ways to go. We still want to get a lot better at it, but we are improving, and that's the main goal.
All right. And on the defensive side of the ball with these scores, I mean, the most anyone has gotten in the last 7 games is Turner County in the beginning of the run with 4. Everybody else is 1 or less. Well, Hilliard got 2.
Yeah, well, that's a big. Our pitching is the big reason for that. You know, we've had some guys who've thrown the ball really well. They're giving us a lot of innings when they go out there, so that helps us to get deep into the game. Austin Knowles, Jack Gowan, Tyler Chesser, Andrew Chesser, and even Cole Giddens. Those guys have really chewed up innings when we put them in the game, and they're working ahead in the count. And then when they're doing that, it makes our defense play a little bit better, and therefore our defense is really played solid behind them as well. That camera got a little loose there for a second.
Nothing like live program.
I was about to chase it down. So.
Austin Knowles, Jack Gowan, Chesser, Tyler Chesser, and Andrew having great offensive and defensive games right now.
Well, yeah, getting better on both ends, and like I said, those guys are pitching very well, and they're doing a good job at the plate, and continuing to improve. We still got a ways to go at the plate now. We are getting better, but we want to be much better than what we are now. So we'll continue to work out here, and every other chance we get as well.
Coach, I want to give Allison Murray from Verizon a little bit of a plug. We're doing something a little different. You and I are experimenting with an iPad or a tablet for me to communicate better with you, because everyone knows I'm deaf. So far, it's doing okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Not bad. All right.
We're looking at that. There's a thing down there. So
I appreciate it, Allison. Thank you. Youth night. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but obviously couldn't hear with the wind. Duval Charter came to town. It turned out to be a monsoon. But talk about the importance of youth night. The kids out here, I know Quentin Lambert was carrying. He literally carried one of the younger kids onto the field Friday night.
Well, youth night's a very big deal for us, because it's a chance for the future Indians to come run out on Indian Field with our current Indians. We enjoy having those guys out here, and I think it's a big excitement for them to run out onto the field, and that's what we allow them to do, and they run out with our players. It's a great day. I was happy that we got that in before the monsoon hit the other night, because it ended up being a rough day for the weather. But when those kids can come out here and get on the field with our players, it's cool to look at, and it's fun for the kids. It's fun for our current players, and it's just a good experience for everyone. And we got the moms and dads coming out on the field to take pictures of them and stuff like that. So it's just a great day. Youth night, I'm a big fan of youth night, and the more kids we come out here, the better it is.
I know the kids absolutely love it, and the moms, they're out there with the cameras taking the pictures.
Right. Yeah.
It's great memories for those guys, because you think of what. I don't know if you can see it in our camera shot. Yeah, you can in the background. Those region and state championships back there on the wall. That's just something the kids, they look up to that. They look up to these guys.
Hopefully they want to win some of those someday. That's the goal. So, yeah, it's a good experience for everyone. Not only for those little kids, but it's a good experience for our guys, too, to kind of carry them out on the field and run out on the field with them, the current Indians and the future Indians. It's just a good day.
All right. Moving on, Coach, we talked about it, Jack Gowan, Austin Knowles, those guys, they get a lot of press, but you've got guys, Cole Giddens, Quentin Lambert, KJ Williams, those guys, I call them role players. I know, right. They're stepping up and doing the job.
Well, they're more than role players. Those are everyday starters, the guys that you just mentioned. And, we talked about improving offensively. Every one of those guys you just mentioned, they're really working to improve themselves at the plate. Of course, they're still working on playing good defense as well, but there's been a big emphasis on our approach at the plate, and those fellas have really stepped it up. He's up there, one of our leaders in RBIs. Quentin Lambert does a good job of getting on base for the top of our order. His batting averages continues to go up. Cole's is one of our steadiest defenders, and he's gotten some big hits for us. And, of course, Mitch sets the table. We look for Mitch to find ways to get on base so we can drive him in. And those guys are doing a good job. We want more from them, but they are continuing to improve. And every one of those guys we just mentioned are sophomores, so there's room for improvement, and we just want them to continue to mature on the baseball field.
All right. It is so nice to be able to pick up on what you're saying. Now, I know that's off subject a little bit, but having been deaf for the last 8 months, that is fantastic. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
And I appreciate you helping me participate in that.
Sure, no problem.
All right, Coach. Sophomores. I know you have some seniors, some upperclassmen on the team. Team is loaded with sophomores. I know, there you go. We have a technical difficulty here. Are you back? There we go. We'll use one mic here for a while. We get away from the wind, Coach, and everything happens.
Something else happens, yeah.
Sophomores are really stepping up, and I'm not going to say they're carrying this team, but they're having a major impact.
Well, they have to because we have so many of them. There's really no choice but for them to step up and play well. The thing of it is that sophomore, freshman, junior, senior, it doesn't really matter. If we put you in the game, we expect you to perform, and we want the player to expect himself to perform, and we try to put a lot of pressure on these guys during practice. So when the game comes around, that they're in situations where they know they can succeed. But I mean, we have on any given night 7 sophomores on the field at the same time. So and sometimes there's a couple freshmen mixed in every now and then. So they are doing well. But for us to be region champs and to reach our goal, they're just going to have to continue to get better.
I know we're kind of blowing through this right now with you got a game this afternoon down in the Hilliard. It's nothing like crunch time on the show here, but I want to get back to the Clinch game for a minute if we could, Coach. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's good.
The Clinch, huge rivalry. I mean, the crowd here was fantastic. They brought a ton of people. We had a ton of people here. I mean, it looked fantastic on the webcast. The bleachers were full. Talk about that Clinch game and the atmosphere, and the game itself, obviously huge.
Well, that was the blackout night, and I was really proud of the people who showed up, the people who got involved, buying the blackout T-shirts to help supporting the program. But they showed up. The students showed up. We had a lot of people out here, and Clinch is a good baseball team, and they had actually a freshman who was on the mound for them. It's the second time he pitched against us, and he just did a great job. We just had a guy who did better. We just kind of played better. They made 3 costly errors. We put the ball in play a little more often. I think Austin had 9 or 10 strikeouts that night, which was good to take some pressure off our offense. But we made plays when we had to. We put the ball in play with 2 strikes. And that guy pitched a fantastic game, but our guy just happened to pitch a little bit better, and that's how we're able to win that game at home. So it was a big win for us.
Austin had a fantastic game. The base running. Was that the night Quentin Lambert got the triple? I can't remember. I can't remember. They all.
Yeah,
we've covered so many for you guys this year. It's something I'm personally proud of, and I hope you're enjoying it. We've covered 22 live webcasts this year. With baseball, the season's not even over yet.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
That includes the Bethune Braves. We've got some of their games, your JV guys, and the varsity.
That's fantastic. It's good for the. I hope the people enjoy watching it too, because it's a good product, and I appreciate you doing it.
And I'm not saying it's anything to do with me, but you're undefeated on CSN.
I hope that didn't just jinx us. Let me
there
knock on some wood.
Just don't brag yet, right? Yeah. All right, Coach. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we're going to have Austin Knowles.
Austin Knowles. We'll bring him in.
All right. We'll have Austin Knowles. Give us about 3 minutes. We'll be back.
All right. Cool.
Folkestone Auto Supply, located at 4439 2nd Street North in Folkestone, Georgia, is owned and operated by the Dasher family. They have everything you need bumper to bumper for domestic and foreign car parts. Big truck operators, they have you covered as well. Hoses, seals, welding supplies, and so much more. They even have lawnmower parts, blades, and accessories. Stop by today and see the whole crew. Big Sammy, Little Sammy, Miss Pam, Miss Joe, Stephen, and Ashton. Folkestone Auto Supply is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet.
Hi, I'm Stetson Bennett from Bennett's Hometown Pharmacy in Folkestone, Georgia, where we love you and we need you. Here at Bennett's Pharmacy, we want to be your pharmacy. We offer a full line of prescription drugs, a full line of vitamins, and over-the-counter products. and we have tremendous service. We will take the time to counsel you on your medication. We'll even call your doctor to see if we can save you some money. At Bennett's Pharmacy, we support all student athletes in Charlton County. This spring, it's baseball, track, golf, and tennis. Get out and support these young men and women that will be the next leaders in our community. Bennett's Hometown Pharmacy. Remember, shop at home. It makes a difference.
T&T Building Supply is located about a half-mile past US 1 and the 301 split, north of Folkestone, right next to Taylor Timber Company. They have everything you need for your home improvement projects, with a wide selection of lumber, hardware, millwork, plumbing, and electrical supplies, concrete and masonry, power and hand tools, nails, and roofing supplies. They also have a large selection of mobile home hardware. T&T Building Supply is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet. Folkestone Auto Supply, located at 4439 2nd Street North in Folkestone, Georgia, is owned and operated by the Dasher family. They have everything you need bumper to bumper for domestic and foreign car parts. Big truck operators, they have you covered as well. Hoses, seals, welding supplies, and so much more. They even have lawnmower parts, blades, and accessories. Stop by today and see the whole crew. Big Sammy, Little Sammy, Miss Pam, Miss Joe, Stephen, and Ashton. Folkestone Auto Supply is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet. All right, welcome back to the Coach Marchman Show. I'm Adam Bell. Joining us live now is Austin Knowles, #1 pitcher right now on the Indians. #1 pitcher, Austin. Big game a few weeks back. I picked on your dad a little bit on the Facebook page about the homeboy thing. Everybody knows about that. Oh, you should have seen it, Coach. It was hilarious. Austin, shutout that night against our rival, Clinch County. Talk about that.
Well, region games, they all mean the same. It's not, Clinch is no different than any other team. You got to win every game. Just
went out there and did your job.
Yes, sir.
How'd it go as you're going to the end of that game? Everybody knows with football and baseball, Clinch and Charlton, it's like the Bulldogs in Florida. When you're getting toward the end of that thing, and you can sense it, it's a shutout, and you're the guy on the mound. How did that feel?
Well,
just business.
Yes, sir. It always feels good to beat Clinch, and really any team you beat. It always feels good, especially when you're winning pitcher, and you 10 strikeouts and a one hitter at any level. That's good. Throwing a one hitter. So.
All right. Well, what about when's his next start, Coach? Who's he going up against next? Do you know yet? Okay. All right. So what do you look for in them? Do y'all have a scouting program? Do y'all look at these guys ahead of time, or what's your plan? Do you have a game plan going into that? No, you don't want to give too much away.
Not really. I don't really.
Just go up there and do your thing.
I just approach teams the same way, every team.
What's that like, the brother combination there? When you have Trevor behind the plate a lot of the times when you're up there on the mound, what's that like? Do y'all go home and talk about that? Is there a kind of an advantage? I'm sure there has to be some sort of advantage with a brother combination like that.
Yeah, well, he always caught me in the yard when we just go outside and throw, and so he knows what my pitchers are going to do, and it is an advantage.
You guys, give me a little bit of inside scoop here. When he's giving you the signals, one of you misreads the other one. You give each other a hard time when you get to the house?
Not really. I did that one time to him. I think he caught a curveball, and I was mid windup. I shook him off. I had the fastball grip, and it was too late. And the boy actually fouled it off, but he gives me, sometimes he gives me a hard time about it.
Well, how's the season going for you so far? Obviously, you're having a fantastic year. I know the fans. We love covering you guys, and you've been in the paper several times. You've been on our website several times. You're having a great year, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. There's always room for improvement. I feel like I hadn't been producing like I should be at the plate, helping my team out, but I feel like I pitched pretty decent this year.
Coach told me to ask about, are there any girlfriends out there? You got any interest? Anybody picking you up? Coach didn't tell me to ask you that. I'm just messing with you. Don't want to put anything on the air right now.
No, sir.
No, I don't blame you. I'm messing with Coach. Austin, I appreciate you joining us. Good luck. Good luck next time on the mound. I know we have a blast. We have a blast watching you guys. And I've even mentioned it up here when we're doing a webcast. I love all you guys. All you guys are great. But your pace on the mound, from a webcasting point of view, I love it. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, you don't waste any time. There's none of this posing, Boom, next pitch, here we come. I appreciate it. Austin, thanks a lot, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
When we come back, we'll have Coach Marchman close out the show, Coach. All right. Austin Knowles, #1 pitcher for the Charlton County Indians. We'll be right back.
Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation has been providing quality electric service at a competitive price to residential, commercial, and industrial customers in southeast Georgia and northeast Florida since 1939. For tips and advice on how to save electricity and stretch your energy dollars, call 1-800-262-5131 and speak to your marketing representative. We are a cooperative owned by those we serve. Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation has been providing quality electric service at a competitive price to residential, commercial, and industrial customers in southeast Georgia and northeast Florida since 1939. For tips and advice on how to save electricity and stretch your energy dollars.
All right, welcome back to the Coach Marchman Show. Coach Marchman Show. When you've done the other show for so many years, it just flows.
Understandable.
Coach Marchman. Region standings right now, Coach.
Are we not going to talk about that interview that Austin just did right there? Are we not going to speak about that? Because that was definitely entertainment. My man was nervous. He was so nervous. He did a good job though, but he was definitely nervous. That was hilarious.
Oh, you want to talk about the interview with Austin? Go ahead, Coach. What did you think about the interview with Austin Knowles?
I like the best part where he said he just faces everybody exactly the same. Anyway, it was fun. I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he got to do it. I thought it was definitely entertaining. But he was crazy nervous. But he still did a good job. He's just not much of a talker, I guess. So, but I'm proud of him. He did a good job.
It looked like a lot of fun. I know. There we go. It's catching up with you now.
Yeah.
My automatic reader down here. Yeah, I was trying to lighten him up. I tried to throw him a curveball with the girlfriend thing. He wasn't biting.
Frozen pizza. Yeah, that was good though. That was good. Glad he got a chance to.
All right. Coach, let's get back to some baseball. The region standings right now, Charlton, according to the power rankings, we're number 4 in the state, 10-0 in the region. Irwin right on our tail at 9-2. Then we have Telfair at 8-5, Clinch at 6-4, Lanier at 6-4.
It's tough, Irwin's having a really good year, and they got a really good pitcher who pitched really well against us. Lanier seems to be getting better as the season goes longer. Telfair we have here tomorrow night at home, and they've won 6 or 7 in a row, and just seem to be playing better as the season goes along. So it doesn't get any easier, you know, and people, you know, they get fired up when they play us, and so we have to be prepared and ready to play each region game. If not, you know, somebody can get up and get us, because we know that because it's happened to us a couple times already this season. So you know, you got teams making charges like Irwin and like Lanier and Telfair. You have to be ready to play, or else they can get you. They're good enough to get you. So we just need to play well tonight, and then as soon as we get done tonight, we got to get ready for that region game tomorrow.
Yeah. And at Telfair, they're not getting the love in the power rankings, but they're 2 games ahead of Clinch and Lanier, and we have those guys right here tomorrow night.
Yeah, well, just, you know, the power rankings come from, it has a lot to do with the opponents that you play and things like that, so, and the amount of wins and losses they have. So a lot of times it's a good, it gives you a good idea of how the team's doing, and sometimes it really doesn't. I mean, you can have a team who's won a ton of games who hasn't played a lot of good people, or you can have a team who's lost a lot of games, but every team they play is a strong team, you know, so it's hard to figure out. But Telfair is getting better, and they played us tough at their place, and I expect them to play us tough tomorrow night. So, you know, as many people who can come out and cheer us on and watch us play tomorrow night, that'd be great.
All right. I want your friend up in North Georgia, Georgia Dugout Preview, gave Sportsnet some love last week, so I want to return the favor. He was talking about with me on an instant messaging about how Schley, Charlton, Tryon, Irwin, and Clinch down at 7 and 8. As far as GDP goes with their rankings, that's where he sees the state right now.
Georgia Dugout Preview magazine, GeorgiaDugoutPreview.com. You know, they do a really good job of offering up another type of ranking. But what's best about it, you should go to their website and check it out. Tim Morse is the name. He's the guy who does it, and he does a good job of covering baseball players in the state of Georgia, all classifications. But you can go to the link, and it just kind of gives you, it sums up what's happening in each region, you know, from each classification, from Class A to 6A. And, you know, he puts a lot of time and research into doing that, and it's a classy website, and it's a lot of information, and it's very interesting. And, he does the Georgia Dugout Club Preview magazine every year, which has pictures of players all over the state of Georgia, and it talks about the team, how they're going to be upcoming and all. It's just a really nice thing that he does for Georgia baseball players and high schools in the state of Georgia, and I really appreciate it, and I know a lot of other coaches in the state of Georgia do as well. So I would advise you to go check out GeorgiaDugoutPreview.com and read up on that. You can read up a little bit about Charlton County, but you can also read up on other teams as well. So it's just a great site. He's a great guy, Tim Morse, and I appreciate all he does to cover not only Charlton County but all other schools in the state of Georgia. It's just a good resource.
I know there's been a few times where he's used some of CSN's photos on his webpage and all into doing the state championship
and in the magazine as well. Yeah.
So we also, obviously, anytime you can get love in North Georgia from anything down here around Charlton County, that's an awesome thing.
Well, anytime you can get your players' names out there, you know, and just kind of recognize what they've done, especially when they're doing really well, it's just great for people to know when kids are doing well, and that's the most important thing. And Georgia Dugout Preview helps to do that.
All right. Coach, upcoming, we talked a little bit about Telfair tomorrow night. Hilliard in just a couple of hours here. Turner, Eccles, Irwin. Irwin's huge on the schedule, 1 game behind us.
Yeah, Irwin's a good team, and you know, but we can't worry about Irwin until, like you said, till we take care of Hilliard, and then we got to worry about Telfair, and then Turner. You know, so Irwin's good, and I expect it to be a tough match when we get to them. But right now, we can't really worry about what Irwin does. We just got to take care of our business tonight, and then luckily we get to play home tomorrow night against Telfair, and hopefully give those guys a good game, and then move on from there. But you know, there's still a lot of work to do in the region. And that's where our focus needs to be. So just 1 game at a time, you know. Just 1 game at a time is the best way to take care of it.
CSN came through the ranks obviously with the baseball and the football. The Region 2 with baseball and football is just loaded. It seems like, I mean, they're all in the top 10 power rankings all the time. Both sports.
Yeah, well, I mean, what can you say? That's just, I don't know if it's coincidence or whatever, but, it's good to have a region that you can be proud of and with some good competition and good players. So hats off to those regions who are continuing to play well and to push other teams to continue to play well or play better. So, but when it all shakes out, there's other regions out there with other strong teams, and it's just something that Region 2 or whoever is going to have to deal with somewhere down the line if you play well enough to get there, and perhaps we can do that.
Yeah, they're loaded. I mean, the two regions, Region 2A, I know a lot of people refer to it in the media. The high school media will refer to the region as the SEC of high school sports in Georgia. It's a big label.
It is a big label, probably too big, because there are some tougher regions. We had Commerce come down here and play against us on that Saturday about a month ago, and Commerce is a pretty good team, and those poor guys, they play in a very, very, very tough region. So, I'm not into comparing region to region. I just have to, really worry about trying to get my guys to hit the cutoff man, and so just focus on the play on the field, and hopefully we can just work to be the best that we can be. And if we can be the best we can be in our region, then we're region champs. If we can be our best to be the best after that, then we're something that's even bigger than that, which is, so far down the road. But we just need to focus on becoming a better baseball team in our region here and now.
Yeah, definitely. Something to see, especially with the playoffs. Hopefully we'll be hosting some playoffs here, I believe. The way it's looking right now, it's still tough. One game away.
You were getting way too far ahead of ourselves. Yeah, let's just go easy on all that talk right now, because you can't really assume much of anything, because anything can happen in this game. And like I said before, we played 17 games now. There's a lot more baseball games to play, and a lot of things can happen. So hopefully we can just play well, get better, and put ourselves in a good situation at the end. And that's what we're working towards.
Definitely, that's something that you and I talked about a little bit yesterday. The fans, us as fans, we have a tendency to look ahead, and coaches, you're looking at Hilliard tonight.
That's correct. That's right. And then right after that, we got to find a way to prepare for Telfair tomorrow. And you do some things during the week to prepare you for that. Golly, that's twice I've done that. You do
taking a beating here today, Coach.
You do things to prepare.
I need to get Austin back up here.
Yeah, but you do things to prepare for back-to-back games, and so hopefully we'll be ready to go. But like I said, we got to play well tonight first.
Coach, that was the up to the Irwin game, and I believe there's 2 more games after that one, so we'll have another show in between then and now.
Sure, yeah, maybe sometime next week or the beginning of the following week.
Definitely.
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
All right. Coach, anything else you want to go over? Anything going on with the Indians, fundraisers, anything? I know I always like to touch on that with every sport I do.
Yeah, it was youth night was a good thing, a great thing. Glad all those kids came out. I hope they had a good time out here. Unfortunately, we got rained out. We're gonna add our teacher appreciation night to our last game of the season versus Wheeler County at home, because our teacher appreciation kind of got looked over because we didn't have school, and the players weren't able to see their teachers and invite their favorite teacher to the game and things like that. So we're going to mix that in with our senior night, our teacher appreciation night. So that's something coming up. Other than that, just go Indians and keep coming out to watch us, and hopefully we can keep getting some W's.
Now, on teacher appreciation night, is just from a webcasting point of view, I'm trying to get a head start here. Will there be any teachers actually? Will it be like a first pitch type situation?
Yes. Teacher of the Year, Jamie Haynes, will throw out the first pitch.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Coach, thank you for redoing the show again today.
Sure,
I know it's game day, and I hated to ask you on game day.
That's okay.
But thank you very much. Next week we'll have Andrew Chesser.
Andrew, okay. We'll get Andrew up here and put him on the spot. That sounds good.
All right, we'll see if we can ask him about his girlfriends. Thank you for watching the Coach Marchman Show. We'll be back live at 6 p.m. this evening with the Indians versus the Flashes down in Hilliard, Florida, so be sure and tune in. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, man.